would say he was the clear winner.
I had Hadi winning the...
I thought really Hadi won, yes. You know, based on the prejudging, he won by a landslide.
I mean, I had Hadi winning it.
Hi guys, welcome back with the Mr. Olympia 2023 complete lineup result of 17 contestants. It was first Olympia for Ross Flanigan. He brought very decent package with very humongous legs. His upper half is not as developed as his enormous lower half, which creates a disproportionate look to his physique, but he was extremely shredded in his pro debut. He could not finish the Olympia and he had to leave the stage due to serious dehydration.
I did not finish the Olympia. I'm okay. I just had some pretty bad dehydration side effects and symptoms, and I did not feel comfortable going back on stage and continuing that dehydration process. I'm okay. Thank you for all of the messages and the support, but I just didn't feel well enough physically, mentally to go back on the stage.
16th place finisher Phil Clare has made his pro debut. He had been trying to step on Mr. Olympia stage for several years, and this year he finally qualified. Before Olympia, he was told by judges to have a better midsection control, and he really presented an impressive package on Olympia stage, and he brought the best look for his age. 49 years old Phil was the oldest contestant in the 2023 Mr. Olympia. Justin Shire was very confident and hopeful to crack top 10 in his first attempt in the Olympia, but he had to settle for 15th place.
Like top 10, it's a possibility like that. I feel like that 8-9 spot is kind of open.
But top 10 is actually a possibility. So like there's still that fire burning in my belly that, you know, I can maybe sneak in that top 10 in my first Olympia.
He's improved from conditioning standpoint compared to his last show Chicago Pro, and he is very impressive in front shots because of his shapely and aesthetically pleasing physique, but he's not strong in back shots. He needs to have more dense and wider back, so hopefully he will make some significant improvements next year. The German sensation Roman Fritz has finally stepped on Olympia stage after being an IFBB pro since 2014. He was one of the most conditioned contenders on stage. His back doesn't have much details, but his legs, his hamstrings and his glutes are extremely impressive, very dense and striated, even though he had 2 hip replacement surgeries. Roman took 14th place in his pro debut in 2023 Mr. Olympia. Thibaut Laguerre from France was unable to place in the top 15 last year, and this year he finished taking 13th place. It was his second Olympia. He has very balanced physique. He has improved his back this year. He was harder with more muscle maturity compared to his last Olympia. It was the 3rd consecutive Olympia for currently the most famous Italian rising star Andrea Pryce. His coach Mauro Sassi wanted him to be in the top 10 this year, but taking 12th place is still a great result for Andrea Pryce, as in last 2 years he was out of top 15. He was at 271 pounds, which is his heaviest package so far on Olympia stage. The only Egyptian in the lineup, Hassan Mustafa, has brought his most impressive look. He was shredded, extremely full and round, and had very well-defined back. But his midsection was not fully under control. Otherwise, I think he could sneak in the top 10 this year. He had a tricep tear just a week before Olympia competition, but he still managed to bring one of his best looks on stage. Charles Griffin has finished taking 10th place, which is so far highest placing for Charles in the Olympia. He does not have very prominent V-taper, but he hides his weakness with vacuum very well. From my standpoint, he looked better in his previous show Legend Sport Fest Pro. In Olympia, he looks a little bit flat, but it was still a very exceptional package which led him taking 10th place. I had Hassan Mustafa beating Charles in Olympia, but maybe Hassan was penalized due to his slight stomach distension. Regan Grimes has brought his by far the best package on Olympia stage. He was at 260 pounds, few pounds lighter than his last show Europa Pro, but he was harder and drier with better conditioning. And his front double bicep shot, which is weak shot from him, it looks much improved with the vacuum this time. Undeniably, Regan has huge potential, as many experts believe he has Mr. Olympia caliber physique, and this year he has gained 15 pounds of quality mass compared to his last Olympia, and he just needs to keep progressing, and I believe he is going to be one of the heavy hitters for Olympia title in next few years. 2023 New York Pro Champ Tonio Burton has managed to beat 9 contestants and he arrived at 8th place, which is a huge achievement for Tonio as he was not even in the top 15 last year. And this year he was heavily underestimated in the bodybuilding community. But he has presented an exceptional physique. He was not the biggest contestant on stage, but he brought amazing shape and flow in his physique, incredible X-frame, flaring quads and small tiny waist, and he was in impressive conditioning as well. Slovakian mass monster Michal Kio has moved up to the 7th place this year in Olympia. I think he focused on conditioning so much this year and he definitely brought very top-notch conditioning, especially if we compare his last year package. He had super thin skin and his back double bicep shot very impressive. He showcased so much details there, but I think he was little bit flat and he looked downsized, especially from lower half. I think we saw the best version of Michal in M Pro show. His goal was to take 8th place and beat Hunter Leada.
Top 8. Hunter, no problem. Hunter isn't problem.
Judges did not have him beating Hunter this year, but in my opinion, if he brought his M Pro show package in Olympia, which was fuller and bigger, then Hunter was definitely no problem for him this year. Hunter Leada was aiming to crack top 5 this year and he finished taking 6th place. He brought a little heavier package to chase more fullness and size this time, and certainly he was bigger and much fuller than his last show Texas Pro, and comparatively he is a lot better to his last Olympia physique. But arguably it was not his all-time best physique. In my opinion, in Tampa Pro he brought more details and muscle separation and he was much sharper as well. So Andrew Jacked has moved up 3 spots this year, from 8th place last year to 5th place this year, and it was his only 2nd Olympia. This tells Andrew's tremendous potential for bodybuilding. I do think it was not his best look in the Olympia. He was certainly not in his best shape. Most likely he could not peak well. He was flat, he was off, and honestly I felt like he was not really confident and happy with his look in the Olympia. Whereas we saw him very enthusiastic and confident in Texas Pro. I think he could beat Brandon this time if he just brought his Texas Pro package. He's going to take a complete break to give proper rest to his body and hopefully he comes back with a bigger and better version. He has the right structure, he has the potential to be the Mr. Olympia, and I really hope we can see him in the upcoming show Arnold Classic, as he still has to qualify for the next year Olympia according to the new rule of IFBB Pro League. Former Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry has managed to retain his 4th place this year again. He was better than the previous year, especially conditioning wise, but after comparing him with his 2021 version, I think he was downsized. He looks smaller this time. He was not as full as he usually is, as most probably because Brandon was in the hospital just a day before Friday prejudging. He did not eat anything for at least 30 hours in order to have the test, and he still managed to step on Olympia stage and took 4th place in the biggest bodybuilding show, which is highly commendable.
We came in our best look ever. 300 pounds shredded. Judges loved it. Judges they've never seen anything like it before. Best condition ever.
So realistically, Samson has brought his most improved package. Size-wise, he was the biggest contestant on stage at 300 pounds. He definitely has put on more quality mass, especially on his back, but conditioning-wise, I don't think it was a huge difference compared to his winning performance in Arnold Classic this year.
He's 300 pounds on a 5'11 and a half.
It doesn't look 300 pounds to me at 5'11.
Okay, what does he look?
250 maybe?
250?
Yes, at 5'11.
He was the most aesthetically pleasing bodybuilder compared to Hadi Chopin and Derek Lunsford, and he has the most potential to be Mr. Olympia right now, but this year his conditioning really hampered him from beating the top 2 contenders. But his coach Milosavljevic believes he should have won 2023 Mr. Olympia. On the other hand, 6-time Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates has criticized Samson Dauda's physique that he had distended midsection in Olympia, and he needs to improve his upper half, especially chest, arms and back, to match well with his humongous legs. But Dorian also believes that Samson has the most potential for being Mr. Olympia.
He has the biggest chest we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Trunks? Okay.
Honest, the biggest man.
What?
He needs more chest, he needs more arms, he needs more back. He doesn't have the chest to compare to Ronnie Coleman, Lee Haney, people like that. Samson has some problem with the midsection.
Yeah, I don't know which problem.
You don't know which problem he has?
No.
He has a distended stomach and a big gap in the middle,
Yeah,
so it doesn't look good when he's standing there. I would agree that he has more potential than the other two guys.
So Hadi Choopan brought undeniably an improved package for defending his title. He was more conditioned this year. His back had more details. He was fuller and bigger this time. I think it was the biggest package we have seen of Hadi so far. But his waist was slightly wider as well. I was personally expecting his 2019 Vancouver Pro type of conditioning, and I thought Hadi and his coach will not chase size this year, but he was definitely bigger this year. Many bodybuilding experts had Hadi Choopan winning the Olympia title this year, such as Dorian Yates, Chris Aceto and Samir Banoot.
I thought really Hadi won, yes, based on the prejudging, he won by a landslide.
I mean, I had Hadi winning it.
I had him.
I would say he was the clear winner.
In the comparison with Derek Lunsford, Hadi had more muscle maturity, muscle density, and he was more complete from front with better conditioning. Whereas Derek had better shape and aesthetics and much better back development with superior conditioning from back. So it was not a clear victory, it was very close fight between Hadi and Derek, and judges preferred Derek to be the last man standing. Derek has been accused in bodybuilding community for side enhancement oil and synthol use on his lats, and many fans believe that he should have been marked down for his prominent lumps on his lats, as it happened in the past with Hadi Choopan and Big Ramy.
He had a couple of problems in 21, you know what they were.
Which Lee Priest also discussed about it, and IFBB pro Logan Franklin said it is side enhancement oil. On the other hand, Hadi Choopan was badly criticized because of his act of leaving the stage after losing the title from Derek Lunsford, which I think it was very disrespectful. So if I summarize, Derek was very close last year for winning the Olympia according to the judges, and this year he has brought drastic improvements. His back was a lot better, his legs were improved, he was fuller, and his conditioning was much better. So from judges' perspective, I think Derek was winning this year. And as for marketing and business point of view, Derek is definitely going to be a much better ambassador of bodybuilding. So after only 2 attempts on the Men's Open Olympia stage, Derek has finally won his first Olympia title. And he has made history. He is the first bodybuilder having title of both 212 and the Men's Open Olympia. So huge congratulations to Derek for winning his first Olympia title, People's Champ Award, and earning $400,000 prize money. So that's all guys, stay tuned for all bodybuilding updates and thanks for watching.
He did it. Derek Lunsford. Made it happen.